And so the two sisters ran up to him, and the sister with the butterfly said, "Oh, wise old man, I have a butterfly in my hands, and I want you to tell me, is it alive or is it dead?" Okay, I want to leave that with you just for a while. I'll come back at the end to the story and tell you the rest of the story. And I'd like you to be thinking about it. Okay. As I say, if you think you know the answer or you've heard the story before, please don't tell anybody yet. Okay. But have a good think. Okay, so just to recap what I've done with some of you so far. Last year, I gave a session on surviving these times as best we can. That was nearly a year ago, okay? And with the 7 letters of survive, S-U-R-V-I-V-E, we had an idea that was helpful for helping you get into a resourceful state and stay focused and helpful. So just to go through those letters very quickly, it was S-U-R-V-I-V-E. S was for stay positive. Now that's not always easy, and that's not always something that I'm brilliant at. By the way, if you want to see the original recording of that webinar, I'm sure Maria Antonietta has. Do you have it somewhere still, Marianne? Did you keep a copy? Can you send them a link?
It's on YouTube. I have to go to YouTube and copy the link.
Okay.
You mean the seminar this year or last year webinar?
The original recording that you made of the webinar. That might be interesting for some people to go back and see it in retrospect.
Yes,
yeah.
I will send each participant the 4 links to the recordings
of both workshops, of the video of the last year and February the 22nd as well. Super, thank you. Okay,
it can be done.
Okay, lovely. I thought it could be. Okay, so stay positive was, and one of the ways of staying positive is to do something we were talking about earlier, which is to count your blessings. So what is right in your world rather than what is wrong, okay? U was for up and move. Sometimes it was really helpful just to keep moving, go for a walk, have a swim, something physical. R for rest and relax. So take time out just to chill, take it easy. V for voice your fears. Talk to someone. If something's worrying you, get it off your chest, as we say in English. Share it with someone. You may find you're not alone and other people have similar worries and concerns. I for immune system. So make sure you're looking after your health. Are you eating healthy food, etc.? V for something that's going to come up again and again, and something I'm going to be looking at later today. Visualize. Visualize positive stuff. Visualize good situations rather than negative ones. And the E, the final E of survive, is escape. Take it easy. Know when you've had enough and stop and do something different, okay? None of this is new to you, I'm sure. These are all things that you already have in your repertoire, but it's worth reminding ourselves from time to time that we do have these possibilities, because we sometimes forget. I know I do, okay? So that was surviving these times as best we can. Do you, at this stage, have any thoughts or any comments on those? Are there any of those that you particularly do, or any that you especially don't do and maybe could start doing? Have a think just for a moment. And you don't need to share, but you can if you want to. can share in the chat box, or you can put up your hand and then Maria Antonietta will unmute you so you can speak. Okay. You happy just to cogitate like the wise old man? That's okay. Yeah. Shall I move on?
Unmute yourself. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Now, I was just while you were listing the survive words. When you reminded us of the V, visualize good situations, I find this extremely helpful.
Okay.
You know when? I happen to go through regularly, through very unpleasant medical check. And when they put you, in those horrible tunnels, and you feel like if and so I close my eyes and I stay with my eyes closed for the whole length of time that it requires, and I really visualize nice moments of my life, or and I really can see nice places where I was, and it is so helpful. That's just what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Marina.
Visualizing, in my case, is extremely helpful.
Good. Thank you very much for that, Marina.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Okay. Does anybody else want to offer anything? No. Thank you, Maria Antonietta.
I make a list. I make a list of all my blessings, of all the good things that are in my life. And sometimes I make comparison with other people. I know it's not a good thing to make comparison with others, but honestly, there are many people who are in a worse situation than mine.
Absolutely.
And so I started thinking, why should I complain when I have not all the problems that other person has got? It's not. I have not the right to complain or to be depressed.
Absolutely, you're very lucky compared to other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that helpful too. I do that. Thank you, Maria Antonietta. And if I were to ask all of you,
may I ask you? What do you think about this? Don't you think that women are better equipped at sharing? You said that also talking to
people,
other.
yeah.
Don't you think that women are better equipped than men?
I have no idea.
It seems to me.
I think
me
in
that
general we think that's true, but whether it really is, I don't know.
From my experience, I think that we have Antonio. Maybe Antonio, you can confirm my anyway. This is my idea from experience.
I know we think that's true, and it may be, but I don't know whether it's scientifically proven or not. I know that, but certainly that seems to be the case. Yeah.
Sorry, Jane, I wanted to say something about all the words survive, because I think that
I can't see you. I can hear you.
I know, because I'm talking with my mobile and it's impossible for me.
Okay.
I don't have my PC today. Instead to analyze each letter, I wanted to read it together. Survive.
Yeah.
And I think that we all are. We all wanted to be happy because we don't have a war in our country. And
you don't have what?
A war in our country. And I can only think about the Ukrainian people that in this moment they wanted to be survived for in their to have their life self, to have their life.
They want their life back. They want the life that they've
Or
they've
maybe
had.
they wanted to have a life to live. And sorry for this interruption, but
No, thank you.
all the word survive is very meaningful in this moment.
Of
for
course
me.
it is. It is, and in a sense, in the way I was using it for that session, it seems quite trivial compared to the life and death issues.
Yeah, I appreciate in the way in
people in
which you
Ukraine.
analyze each word and your intention to be positive, to be optimistic, and to be great, to have gratitude about what the life offered to us. But at the same
Absolutely.
time, I don't know why I think I read in my a piece of paper the word and what you said, and at the end I read it and sorry because I suddenly I wanted to say something. Okay.
Well, thank
Because
you.
survive is very, very important. This word is very important this moment. Sorry.
No,
the
don't say
interruption.
sorry. Thank you for that intervention, and thank you for everything you've said. I agree with you. I kind of feel that what we're doing is so minimal compared to everything that's happening in Ukraine. There's no way we can imagine how terrible it is. And I agree with you that surviving in the sense that I've used the letters here is nothing compared to what's happening in other parts of the world. I'm well aware of that, which is why I wanted to talk about Ukraine right at the beginning. But thank you, Russia. Thank you. Okay, so moving on to the session last month, where we began to explore objectives and dreams in a world of crisis and uncertainty and change. And just to remind you of what we did then, we looked at quotations about objectives and dreams. We started thinking about how to get yourself in a positive place if you're feeling negative. And again, there's negative and negative. And I asked you then to think about some of the goals that you have in your life and to write them down and begin to explore them. And I don't know if any of you have begun to do that. And then we checked them. We looked at some conscious strategies for exploring them using things like SMART goals, checking them out against criteria. And then we looked at some unconscious strategies. So I was going to ask some of you, I told a story about a boy who had a dream. And there was some material given to you after the session, inviting you to try out anything you felt like would be useful. So can I again invite some of you to say what you got from that session? I know that Maria Antonietta had a go at one of the unconscious strategies, which was drawing using pictures to explore objectives. Do you want to share that?
Of
Maria
course, yes.
You want to say something about it?
I made another one. Because the first one was too ugly.
Mm.
Okay, I don't know if it's visible. Maybe I
It
should
is,
have
it's lovely.
taken a photo. I should have taken a photo probably. Okay. On the left there is my present situation, which is living in my house and doing the usual things. On the end, it's my dream, not my goal, my dream to become a real artist and to have an exhibition of my
Oh, wow.
of my works of art in a proper gallery. It's not a goal; it's a dream. Anyway,
It's a
and
wonderful
in the
dream.
yeah, and in the middle with my left hand, I drew what I have to do in order to reach, in order to make my dream come true, which is a lot of practice, drawing and painting. Okay, that's all.
That's lovely. Thank you very much for that. Did anybody else have a chance to try out any of the activities to explore a goal or an objective?
Yes,
Yeah, you did.
yes, me, yes.
What did
Well,
you
I don't know
do?
if you can see it. It's not so clear. Is that clear if I put it in this way?
Can't see it yet.
Can you see?
No.
Well,
You may need to hold it in front of your face.
can I? Here? Can you see it?
That's better. Oh, yes, now we can.
Can you see it?
I
Well,
can see some of it. Maybe bring it back away from your camera a bit. That's better.
okay,
And lift it up a bit.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So on the right, there is my dream. And my dream is to write a book of poetry, of poems, okay? Possibly in a place near the sea, because I love the sea. So on the left, letter A is my place now. And I've just imagined to be in a place like an inner sky, just like to be in my bedroom, just like in an inner sky with a lot of clouds. Okay, you can see here, a lot of clouds, which contains my feelings. And at the moment, my feelings can be regarding love, death, life, time, eternity, but in this moment also war and peace, just thinking about Ukraine. And letter B is something which connects letter A to letter C. So what I'm now and what possibly my future to write a book of poems. So these clouds containing my feelings, such as love, life, and time, can become a sort of raindrops. Okay, can you see? These are raindrops. I'm not very good at drawing. So, and all these raindrops.
You need to be good at drawing.
Okay, and all these raindrops are sort of words which fall down on my empty pages. At the moment, they are empty, to become poetry. So I imagine all these feelings just like clouds and raindrops that can become words and poetry. Okay, and so that's it.
That is, Patricia, can you bring it back towards your face and move away from the camera a bit? That's better, and then we can see more of the paper. Even more, go further away. That's better, and hold it up. Yes, thank you. Is that better for everybody? Yeah, and thank you so much for that. And
Patrizia, sorry, Caterina, could you put it next to the webcam in order to, yeah, the top? Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Okay, nice. Thank you, nice.
Patricia, do you feel that doing that activity is taking you further towards your dream?
Yes, a lot. And I think that this situation, I want to just like to connect about the word survive, especially on V, because it's very important for me to voice my fear and to share my fears and to share my feelings. Is very important because it's a way to overcome sometimes my fears at this moment of my fears of war, my fears of death. And so I think I want to thank you a lot for this, just to share my feelings together with you and to find a sort of way of overcoming some situation.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And in fact, by sharing with us, in
Yeah.
a sense, you've committed even more to the path that you want to go down, which is fabulous.
Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Jade. And
Okay.
all of you, of course, and Maria Antoinette, and all of you.
Great. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That was really good of you. Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Rosemary de Montfric, who would like to say something. She has raised her
Yeah,
hand.
okay, I'll be very brief. So I tried out thinking or trying to kind of go back to my childhood and thinking of a book that I liked very much back then. And I read it's a book about two twin girls who were separated by the parents who got divorced. And then one girl lived in Munich with her mother, and the other girl lived in Vienna with her father. And they didn't know that they actually had a sister until they met in a youth camp when they were about 12, 13 years old. So I reread this book, I think about 10 or 15 times. I really loved the book. And now I have, of course, when I was a child, I didn't think about why I like this book so much. But after you actually invited us to try out and find out why these books were of such, let's say, importance for us back then, I actually understood that back then for me back then it was kind of inspirational, because they were strong girls, they were loyal, they actually decided then to swap parents, and one went back after youth camp, one twin went back to Vienna, the other twin went back to Munich to finally get to know their mother or father, whom they had not known before. And they had, of course, to overcome obstacles and whatever. And so this is still important in my life now: perseverance, loyalty, kind of being strong even in the face of adversity. So yeah, and it actually was a really nice kind of exercise to do this for me. Thank you for this tip.
Oh, well done you for doing it. You're not a twin yourself.
No, I'm not a twin. No, I'm not a twin. No.
They were just fantastic role models. They had characteristics that you admired and you have developed in yourself. Okay. Thank you, Rosemary. That was really interesting. Thank you. Anybody else want to share anything that they tried out and explored? Marina, keep it brief, Marina.
Yeah, very brief. Just to tell you that I find that this kind of, I feel very uncomfortable when I have to think about and reflect about my objectives and my dreams. It is something that makes me very uncomfortable.
Makes you uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yes.
Okay.
And also, differently from years and years ago, I find now extremely difficult to set goals that are in the long-term span, you know. I can, when I tried out the 3 parts, you know, activity, I really had to think, because there was absolutely nothing that came into my mind.
Okay.
And so I thought of something, and I, you know, jotted down, nothing that I'd like it to show, but it is something that doesn't involve other people. It only involves my effort in the short term. I can't think of anything, you know, in the long term. And but to say something less negative about it is that honestly it is helpful. I found it, even if it is something in the short term, but jotting it down gave me some sort of renewed enthusiasm and energy to try to achieve it. So that's all.
Thank you for that, Marina. And I think for all of us, there are times in our lives when we don't feel any burning objectives or anything that we feel we need to do. And I think that's okay. I don't think we have to be always bound to achieve something or other. It's okay just to go with the flow. And maybe this is a difficult moment that we're living. I think everything is so very uncertain. It is hard to have goals and plans because we don't know.